Are you always sore, but you're not seeing gains? And by not seeing gains, I mean you're not putting on muscle, you're not getting stronger on a week-to-week or on a month-to-month basis. I'm going to tell you things that cause soreness and things that cause soreness but don't cause muscle growth, and how to limit soreness and maximize muscle growth. Guys, to show some credibility, this is me, this is my physique. I built this completely naturally. I've never taken a performance-enhancing drug in my life. And while I built this physique from age 11, I'm now age 24, I have benched 455. I've done weighted pull-ups with 250 pounds, and I've done a lot of athletic feats. This is at nearly a world record level or at a world record level. And I have spent hours a day for years studying on the best ways to grow muscle and grow strength, because this is my passion and something that I fell in love with. So I'm going to show you what causes soreness here first and how to limit it later. So soreness is theorized to be caused by spinal nerve damage, and soreness in itself is not an indicator of muscle growth. So what causes soreness? Getting a big pump, that could be correlated to causing soreness, but getting a pump has no correlation to muscle growth. High rep sets, doing higher reps doesn't grow more muscle, but it can lead to more soreness. More muscle damage is going to lead to more soreness, and more muscle damage does not lead to muscle growth. Deep stretches. Now, there are certain muscles that are going to benefit from a deep stretch. For example, the chest and the calves are going to benefit from getting a really deep stretch. And a deep stretch in the muscle does cause more muscle growth for specific muscles, but for other muscles, it doesn't. Like for the lat, for example, or even the biceps, for example, whenever the bicep gets a greater stretch, it doesn't grow or stimulate more muscle growth, but that deep stretch will elicit more soreness, or it very well could. Drop sets or intensifiers. So a drop set is whenever you go to failure, about 5 to 10 seconds later, you drop the weight and you go to failure again, typically doing like 1 to 3 extra reps. This will not cause more muscle growth, and it is not going to, and it probably will make you more sore than doing a straight set. Like if you're to do a set of 5 on bench press to failure, and then do a drop set, you're gonna get more sore from that set than if you're just to do that set of 5, and that drop set's not going to elicit more muscle growth anyways. Constantly swapping out exercises. Now, it can be beneficial to swap out exercises every 2 to 3 months or so, or maybe even a longer period of time if you continue to progress on a set exercise, but constantly switching out exercises, you never achieve great progressive overload on a certain exercise because your body doesn't adapt to it. It doesn't get the best stimulus of the nervous system to say, I'm getting this good at this exercise. I have a high level of motor unit recruitment because I've done this exercise for a while. My body just triggers off to go because I'm doing this specific exercise, right? So if you're always switching out exercises, you never really get good at exercise. You don't achieve the maximum level of progressive overload because you're always swapping out exercises. You don't get your nervous system attached to a specific exercise to where it's performing it in the best way possible. And if you're constantly switching out new exercises, it's a new stimulus to the body, so you are going to get more sore as compared to being consistent with an exercise for an extended period of time before switching it out. Now, how are you going to limit all of this fatigue, right? Doing less sets, doing lower reps, high intensity training, and high frequency training. So if you're also doing a bunch of sets that aren't close to failure, that can cause a lot of soreness without causing muscle growth, because those sets close to failure are the only sets that are actually really going to stimulate muscle growth. So if you're doing a lot of sets and they are far from failure, that's just causing a lot of muscle damage and soreness that is completely unnecessary. And it's also causing you to be in the gym a longer period of time that you don't have to be. So you'll be able to do less sets and get more muscle growth if you take all of your sets that aren't warm-up sets, which warm-up sets are good to prevent injury and get your body ready to lift heavy weight, to failure, right? So take all of your working sets to failure. You're going to be doing less sets in this way, and whenever you're doing less sets, you have less opportunities to damage the muscle, and whenever that happens, you're going to be less sore, right? By doing lower reps. So whenever you do lower reps, working in that 4 to 6 or even the 4 to 8 rep range, you're not doing all these extra reps that don't cause muscle growth, which give more opportunities for the muscle to be damaged and more opportunities for your muscle to get sore. So the last 5 reps approaching muscle growth is where all that muscle growth is going to take place. So working in that 4 to 6 or even the 4 to 8 rep range, you're getting all of those reps that are going to stimulate muscle growth, but You're not doing all these unnecessary reps to cause damage to the muscle and potentially cause even more soreness. So high intensity training. High intensity just means training close to failure. So whenever you train close to failure, like I said earlier, compared to doing a bunch of sets that aren't close to failure, you're really going to limit your muscle damage and soreness. Lifting at a higher frequency. So the more frequently you lift, I've noticed that your body gets less and less sore. If you hit a muscle 1 time a week, you're going to be more sore than if you hit it 3 times a week. Now, you have to be very careful whenever you're training at a high frequency not to overtrain. So if you're training full body workouts 3 times a week, you only want to do 1 and 2 sets per exercise to failure, because anything more than that is going to be a real struggle to recover from. So higher frequency training is also a way to limit soreness and maximize muscle growth. So how to limit that soreness is going to be doing less sets at a higher frequency, at a high intensity, in a low rep range. It's going to maximize muscle growth, but it's also going to limit soreness. So hope this helps. If you guys have any more questions, go to my Instagram, William Andrew Richardson, DM me personally, and I will answer it. I also do lives on my Instagram to where you can ask me questions there. But go to my Instagram, ask me more and more questions in depth. If you have questions about your training, about your nutrition, problems that you're running into, muscles that you want to bring up, best exercises, all those sort of struggles, I will be in my DMs. I will personally answer, give you guys some help and some guidance. And if you have some questions about coaching, I can answer it there too. But if you have any more questions about this topic or any other topics you see me talk about, best exercises, how to grow this muscle, how to lose this amount of fat in this amount of time, whatever it is, how to get a physique in the way that I've got it, how to improve my strength, or a combination of all the above, reach out to my Instagram. I'll leave the link in my description to my Instagram. It's William Andrew Richardson, and I will answer questions there. Always love talking to you guys. You're at the end of the video, so I know you're taking your fitness serious, which is great. And by taking your fitness serious, it really does improve your life and your confidence, your appearance, your strength, just becoming a better person overall.